Okay, thanks,
to the
man.
extent that I could. Do you have any questions, Jan?
My only concern is, one, changing it from a suicide to a homicide. That's going to be hard to prove. My only concern is, where was he when that happened? And were you on the phone with her when it happened? Or did you stop by the house when that happened? Could you have called for help?
Well, obviously, her death was immediate,
But were you on the phone with her, and did you hear a gunshot? And were you on an argument, like on the phone with, got into an argument over whatever, and you heard that gunshot? Because the reports I gave Sheriff Matthews that he's had since February 23rd is Tony Jones drove straight from Bastrop to the Sheriff's Department that day. And
if he was on the phone with her, that's not a crime.
It is, but why, and he heard a shot, why would he say he's been trying all day to get in touch with her? That's my only concern. And, that's a civil case. My only other concern is, can we please spell her name right?
Yeah, how do you spell her name? I mean, you would have to, does it have the H?
It does not have an H, and that's probably bothered me more than anything is, so, I just, it's all civil against Tony right now, and, they had issues, my sister had issues, Tony had issues, but, he drove past that house, and I asked Sheriff Matthews for phone records. You wanted, to narrow down that time of death, because of course, a coroner does the time of death, right?
Unless you actually have a video of it, or we have some audio surveillance from a store camera or anything, we don't.
Well, they had a Ring camera at their house, which I asked
I'm working on legally obtaining that footage right
from
now.
the Ring. But the coroner determines time of death. My sister's phone records would say, who did she talk to last? When did her phone stop being active? That's going to narrow it down, because she stayed on the phone 24/7. Mm-hmm. And that's not something they would even have to subpoena. Tony wouldn't have to call AT&T and get this. Just print them off. Not his, just hers. Yeah. And that would narrow down the time of death to say who was the last person she talked to. Okay, that narrows it down and takes away that 11 a.m. Something as simple as that, just to give us a little bit of peace.
I don't think you're ever going to get satisfied by anything that we tell you. I think you need to go the civil route.
Well, without a doubt.
Yeah, well, without a doubt. The sheriff has just lied. I mean, just repeatedly lie after lie after lie after lie. This started out as Tony Jones was at Forest High School working all day. Once we handed over cell phone records to the sheriff, we knew he was in Bastrop. They want to backtrack and reverse engineer. I'm surprised that they didn't even change it in that report. We'll file a FOIA for that report as well. But he's done nothing but lie to us, and I don't understand why. Well, I work as an engineering consultant. My job is fact-finding, data collection. She's working on her doctorate. The sheriff talks to us like we're backwoods hicks. He thinks we're stupid. We're not stupid people, Ms. Douciere.
I don't think that you're stupid, but I do think two things. One, you want to look at this as though it's an engineering problem. It's not. Because crimes are not like that. They're very complicated in a different way than an engineering problem would be. And two, I think at this point, you're not going to believe anything that he says. I think that there's just been a breakdown. But my job is to look at it
from an objective
thing, which I have done. And when I look at this autopsy, it's very obvious to me that it is a self-inflicted wound. And okay. I haven't seen as many dead bodies as maybe your sister or your wife or whoever, but I look at a lot of autopsies. I talk to a lot of police officers who've worked a lot of cases over 34 years. Dr. Peretti does the autopsies for probably 50% of every homicide in the state of Louisiana and in Arkansas.
Right.
And I trust what he says, that this was.
Are you aware that he's operating under multiple sanctions from the Arkansas Medical Board of Examiners?
I know that all pathologists, because of what they do, are constantly being investigated for what they do.
He is under sanctions for numerous ethical violations.
Well, what I was going to say.
We'll leave that alone right now.
Yeah.
That's not your problem.